I am Zhenya and this is Zhenya's kitchen. Today we have a big box of manicotti. It says it's 8 ounces, so it's a half a pound. So we're going to stuff it. We have ground beef, we have some onion and garlic. We're gonna cook it, we're gonna add cheese, we're gonna stuff it, and then we're going to bake it with some almost homemade sauce. So let's cook it up. So I am going to be a little bit lazy today and I'm not going to hand chop everything. So I'm going to just take the onion and cut it in quarters. And I'm going to take the clove of garlic and just cut the butt off. And I'm going to throw it all in a food processor because I just don't feel like standing here chopping. And the secret with food processor, what I figured out, is after you're done chopping, wait a few minutes before you open it so you don't cry as hard. So I'm going to do this thing and I'll come back to you when we open the lid. So the onion looks perfectly gorgeous with the garlic. And here we have some olive oil and it's a medium-high temperature. So we're gonna dump it out. Okay. So you're gonna use about a pound to pound and a half of meat. We have 85-15 ground beef. So I'm gonna cook this for a couple of minutes and I'll come back to you. So the next step is our onions. After a few minutes are getting a little fried and they're getting very beautiful. We're going to add about a pound of ground beef, 2 pounds and a half. All right. That should be good. Now we're gonna mix it in and we're gonna continue browning it. And I'm gonna come back to you when the meat is perfectly brown. Don't forget you can cover it to steam it a little bit. We're just gonna stand here and mix it for about 5 minutes and I'm gonna cover it and come back to you for the seasoning part. So I got the beef out and there's a gorgeousness. How do I get rid of excess fat? I actually put it in a strainer first and let it sit for a little bit. And that's it, we have all the fat out. So if you want, you can buy extremely fatty beef. You can just, not rinse out, but drain off the fat. All right, so we have the beef, all it has is onion and garlic, nothing else is in it yet. And by the way, I have a big pot of water on high heat with about a half a teaspoon of salt. You can put more if you want. And it's gonna come a boil at some point and I have to run there and put our manicotti in. So what we're gonna do here, it says 15 ounces of ricotta cheese and it's a skim milk one. I'm just gonna dump it in here. Damn, that was smooth. Did you see that whole thing? That little bloop. All right, now we're gonna put about a teaspoon and a half of salt. You can put more if you like. Ricotta doesn't really have much seasoning to it. There we go. We have Italian seasoning here, and we're gonna go with about a half a teaspoon. That should do it. I know we put garlic in here, but let's just put a little bit more of garlic powder, like a teaspoon or so. It's gonna just make it more delicious. And some fresh ground black pepper. I like to put a teaspoon. That's like my favorite measurement for the pepper. You can put more if you like more pepper. Okay, now let's mix it in all together. There's still a little bit of, meat juices in here. I can see that possibly could be a little bit of fat, but I did my best. You can also, you don't have to use beef. You can use other meat like turkey or chicken or even pork. But if you use leaner meat, you're gonna have leaner dish. It is up to you. So this is what it looks like. And here I have some Italian cheese blend, so it has all kinds of deliciousness. It's partially frozen, and we put about a cup in here. So our stuffing is done. This is all I like in it. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make the sauce, and it's not gonna be the red sauce because I'm not a huge fan, and Eric asked for it to be cheesy. So I'm gonna meet you back at the stove, and we're going to hopefully drop the manicotti finally in because the water is still not boiling, even I put the lid on, and we're going to make the sauce. So the water is finally boiling, so I'll show you what we're doing. So the manicotti, the noodles, it's almost like a noodle version of cannoli. Just saying. So we're just gonna drop them in water. It's a roll and boil. Fingers. And we're gonna let them cook. It says 8 to 10 minutes. We'll see how it goes. Let me see if I can get all 4 fingers. Wait. Alright, there we go. Let's cook them and let's continue working on our sauce, which we haven't even started yet. So since Eric said he wants really cheesy sauce, let's make it cheesy. Let's start with about a tablespoon of butter. Okay. Let it melt. Give me a second, I'll be right back. So the heat is medium. Now the butter is melted. We're going to take about a tablespoon of flour, or probably a little bit more because this is not a measurement one. You can go with tablespoon, should be fine. Take a whisk it in, turns brown immediately. Then we have about a 3/4 cup of milk here left over, so we're gonna use all of it. Okay, let's see what happens next. I'm just gonna let it marry a little bit. Here I have just a store brand Velveta cheese. We're gonna get a few pieces. So basically we're making a very close sauce to what we make for mac and cheese. A couple hearts heads. So we have a couple pieces like this. Probably about 1.5 inch total of this. Next thing we're gonna put some, oops, I have to stuck to my finger. We're gonna put about a teaspoon of pepper. I think I'm getting a little more pepper. About a tablespoon of garlic powder. You can't have too much garlic here. Just a little bit of salt, not even a half a teaspoon, because the cheese is extremely salty. Okay. And about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Now I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna whisk it as it goes because I want to melt all this deliciousness of the cheese. I'm gonna come back to you just in a couple minutes. I'm gonna clean up a little bit too. So the sauce is turning out extremely cheesy and delicious. If you feel like it's too thick, you can add more milk. You can add some broth, you can add a little water. I actually did a teeny bit of water because I was a little worried. So here I have about a 1/3 cup of cheddar, and I'm gonna just put it in. And remember that Italian cheese blend? We're gonna do like a 1/2 cup in here. I wanna leave some for the top of our dish. This is extremely cheesy. This is going to be so much cheese. And we're just gonna continue blending it in. And I already turned on the oven. It's at 350. So we can start the process. How's this? I tell you, if Eric could talk right now, he would be going, ooh. All right, so I'm gonna turn it off. I might have to bring it back to life with a little bit of water if I have to. My goodness, I've never seen it so amazing. All you need is a little macaroni and just go with it. So I'm going to go back to the other table and we're gonna stuff the manicotti, who I turned off, and I put them in the cold water so they stop cooking. And then we're gonna put this on the top. So here are noodles. I took them out of the water. We have our big dish. We're going to spray it. It's just some olive oil spray. You can put a little bit of sauce on it first. I'm afraid that it's so cheesy, it might just get more sticky than it was. So here we have our stuffing, and here we have our gorgeous noodle on a spoon. And I'm not sure what I'm doing. Let's see. You have to be very careful not to break the noodle. I feel like this is a time where you think, oh, why can't they make like some kind of pastry bag? Probably they have for the meat. So we're gonna just stuff it like this, and see I'm holding the bottom, hoping it's not gonna spill. And I feel it when it fills to that point. Oh my goodness. Okay, I feel it filling up to this point. See, I can see the meat here. I'm gonna pack it up a little bit. This is a little messy. So this is a little bit messier than in my lasagna roll-ups. I stuff this side too. All right, ooh, this is stuffed. So I'm gonna continue doing with all these noodles, and I'm gonna come back to you before we put the cheese sauce on, and then we're gonna plop it in the oven. So the cheese sauce did get a little too thick, so I'm gonna do just a teeny bit of water. It's probably not even a whole tablespoon, just to bring it back to life. But check this out, I had just enough stuffing. Few of the noodles bursted, but I was able to stop them halfway, so that was good. Okay, I'm looking much better here. Let's turn this off. Okay. Let's put some cheese on this thing. Yeah. Now we're talking. You can add vegetables to your sauce, whoops, too. You can add broccoli, spinach, anything you wish. You can make it a lot more healthier and a lot less by adding a lot more cheese. Look at that. This is delicious. As I said before, the oven's at 350. I am going to sprinkle just a little bit more cheese now that we have enough cheese over Italian blend. Just a teeny bit to create a pretty top. Now we're gonna go in the oven for at least half an hour. I am going to time it. We are hungry for dinner. And then we're gonna come back for piping hot, delicious, cheesy. Probably going to burn my mouth again. Taste test. After 35 minutes in the oven, these manicotti look amazing. We decided to call them extremely cheesy because they are. Taste test time. I've had them out for a little bit, so I'm not gonna burn my mouth as bad as I usually do, hopefully. Oh no, the noodle's opening. I'm trying. Oh no, it really is opening. Woo! Mmm, hot. All right. That was not the official taste test. That was just messy. Let's try this. Well, tell you what, the noodles are extremely soft. The cheese is gooey. There's a lot of filling. I'm glad we sprayed the bottom so it's not sticking. It's just falling apart because it's amazing. There it goes, burning my mouth. Oh. Hot. The stuffing inside is amazing. The meat is juicy. You can't even taste ricotta anymore. I just mixed it all together. There's a little bit of sweetness from all that onion we used. The cheese on top, of course, it's creamy and delicious. The noodles are soft. This is amazing. I'm so hungry. It's been smelling up the house so deliciously. Don't forget to subscribe for more fun videos. And this is a video, it's almost 100 and now it's getting there. I'm Zhenya, this is Zhenya's Kitchen, and this is my take on extremely cheesy stuffed manicotti.